Hello, this is Candy with eyes2jesus.blogspot.com, and welcome to my monthly planner tour where you get to see what planner I am currently in for this month, for the month of July. And I like July because, you know, in the planner community they have the one book July thing going on, and I'm always in one planner. But I love that because sometimes there's even more planner tours, especially in just one planner, that come out during this month, and I enjoy watching those. So my one book July and the planner that I'm currently in for this month is this. And this is a portable size Daytimer Malibu, and as you can see it's in the light blue and it's got the golden hardware. Now, in my opinion, the pinnacle of the most amazing planner Daytimer ever made was a Daytimer Malibu. This is a genuine leather, comes with 2 pen loops. It came in all of their sizes. Of course, I like the portable size, which is the same size as Filofax personal size. And unfortunately, I think it was last year, maybe the year before, Daytimer discontinued their Malibus. So if you would like to see the Daytimer Malibu back like I would, please go to daytimer.com and contact them and let them know. Perhaps if they receive enough interest, they will bring back this beauty. In my opinion, the Daytimer Malibu rivals the Filofax Malden. So let's get into this and we'll see how I am set up for this month. Alright, so going inside, here in the front cover, I keep my license here, so I just have a sticky note in there covering that up for anonymity reasons. And then I have a journaling card here and it says, "So sweet," and that's because it reminds me of my husband. That's one of the names that my husband has for me, is So Sweet. And then in this card slot here, I just have it turned around as one of my main cards. Here's my washi card, and then up here at the top I just have some Avery dots, Avery labels, and some hole reinforcement stickers. Okay, now this planner, the Malibu, comes with 2 pen loops, which is great. So my front pen loop is just my basic ballpoint pen, and I got this pen from Staples. This is like my form filling and check writing pen. And then the back pen loop is my main pen loop. I'm right-handed, so I like to grab from the back pen loop more often than the front pen loop. And this is one of those Micron pens in the .5. These write really nice for a felt tip pen. The little felt tip nub lasts a while. One of my problems with a lot of felt tip pens is a lot of times the little nub wears out before I even run out of ink. But the Micron pens do seem to last, so I like those. And I got this from Walmart. I'd never seen these in Walmart before. The Joann's that I would go to, these were under lock and key, literally locked. In Walmart, you can just pick it up off the shelf with the other pens and purchase them. So I just got me a 3-pack of the .5s because that's my favorite. Alright, and then we have a little side pocket here. And inside the side pocket, I have a few dollars spending cash. I have some Dollar Tree stickers. And then behind that, I just have a little plastic insert where I hold some postage stamps and some of my other cards. And then we have a zipper right here, and inside the zipper I just keep change. I don't have much change in there right now, but I wanted to show you the inside. In this particular Malibu, you'll see it is black and white striped. The inner lining of all the pockets in this particular Malibu is black and white striped, and this was the only Malibu that they did that with, and this is also the only Malibu that actually came with the gold hardware. Usually they came with silver hardware, and then they had a few that came with rose gold hardware, but this is the only one that came with the beautiful yellow gold hardware. Alright, so yeah, if this were blank and I didn't have anything in here, it would just show black and white stripes as well. All of the inside lining is a black and white stripes, and I thought that was a really cool touch. Okay, so my front page here says, "You are exactly where you need to be today." This is just a trimmed down mini happy planner cover. So it functions as a front welcome page, but also as a front page loader so that my pages aren't curling around the rings. Alright, and then on the other side of that, I just have some sticky notes. I think this is one that was clearance Hobby Lobby, and this is Dollar Tree. And then I have on this facing page a current picture of my husband and I. And I just have a few binder clips here for when I need them. And then on the other side is our current family picture. And then the page facing that is my running grocery list. Whenever I run low or out of something, I just write it there. And to help me flip to my grocery list fast, I have this page, my pictures page, with the tab on top. So I just grab that tab and flip, and that brings me to my grocery list page nice and fast. Alright, so I have a few sheets of paper there. So flipping past those, we come to my first divider. Now all of my main dividers in here were the old Target dollar spot dividers for the half letter size planners, and I just trimmed them down to personal/portable size and popped labels on them. So my first divider I labeled home. And this is my main home management binder or homemaking section. So inside home, my first page is my daily chores. That's predominantly my daily cleaning chores. And then the next page are my children's cleaning chores. And then over here is just my children's paid chores tracker. It just helps me track which chores they do that they earn money on versus which chores they are just to do as being members of the family. And then after that I have an envelope that is labeled paid chores, and I'll throw some ones in there so that on Friday, which is the kids' pay days, I can then pay out from my envelope for their chores, their paid chores that they completed. And then after that is their table chores to help clean up after every meal. And then after that I have my projects list. This is just deep cleaning and organization projects that I go through. And then my master grocery list with a little tab on the top, because if I grab that tab and flip past it, it brings me to my menu for the week. So that's how I can turn to my menu fairly quickly. And each day before I get groceries, I write out a menu for the whole week of our breakfast, lunches, and suppers, including their side dishes. And then after that, I'll make my grocery list based off of that, and based off of the things that I wrote on my front grocery list paper, and then based off of just looking through, skimming through my master grocery list to help me remind me if there's anything that I'm forgetting. All right, and then after that, to help me put together my menus, I have breakfast ideas, lunch ideas, and supper ideas. Like here's one of my breakfast ideas pages, and then lunch ideas, and the first page of supper ideas. And all of these pages also include one or often two suggested sides to go with each main dish. And then after that, I just have my Thanksgiving and New Year's menus written down. And after that we come to a table of contents, which leads to my recipes section. I have a little side flag sticking off here so I can turn to my recipes section quickly. My recipes pages are numbered. Alright, and they go with my table of contents. So flipping into my recipes section, here's what a few of my recipe pages look like. And the recipe section is the rest of my home or homemaking section. So that brings us to my next divider, which is labeled school. And I am a homeschooling mother of 4, and I have one child who is an adult in his 20s. He was homeschooled all the way through. I have another child who is 17, will soon be 18, and I am about to graduate him. And then starting next month, as we go into our new year of homeschool, I will actually be only homeschooling 2 kids, and they will both be in high school. So, yeah, I'm getting into that time of life where in the earlier years I started homeschooling 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Now I'm coming to the later years as my children are growing up, where that's now counting down. Alright, so this is my homeschool section, and I'm not going to show you my homeschool section right now because there's not much going on in there. We don't homeschool for the month of July. July is my planning month, so this section, my school section, is under massive construction right now. It's got notes and scribbles and everything as I am planning out our next homeschool year, which we will begin next month. So stay tuned and check in with next month's planner tour, where I will give a detailed tour of the homeschool section. So moving to the next section is labeled budget. And it's just as it says, this is my budgeting section. So the first page in there is a printed out page that's called my budget guide, and that just lists reoccurring expenses on which paychecks throughout the month, and I just access this, or I should say reference this, when I'm making out my budget for each check. And then I just have regular filler paper in here after that. No printouts, nothing fancy. And I just write at the top of the filler paper the date of that check. I write down the reoccurring expenses that I saw from my budget guide. I will then go into my monthly calendar and I'll look at what's coming up during the period of that check that are extra expenses that I need to add to this page. So I list the expenses, how much they are, how much we have left in the bank after that. And my husband knows if he wants to know how much money we we have in the bank, check my planner. It's even more up to date than going online and checking the online bank statement. And then I usually budget up to a month or two ahead on that. So moving to my next divider is labeled Notes. And this is my full and complete notebook. Alright, so the first page in Notes is labeled Table of Contents, because all the way up to a little side flag I have in here, the pages are numbered. And these are things that don't necessarily have their own sections, but are things that I like to reference, such as like gift ideas, our perpetual calendar, family information, phone numbers and addresses, directions how to get to certain places that I have trouble finding to drive to, etc. And then they just get placed in here, they get placed a page number, and then I just write down what page number it's on here on my table of contents. And I have a little top flag in the midst of these number pages. If I flip to that, it brings me to family information, so that way I can flip to that quickly if needed. And then I have a little side flag sticking out, which if I turn to that, it brings me to where the pages are no longer numbered. And that begins my brain dump section. It's basically brain dump, scratch paper, brainstorming. Alright, and then after that I just have several sheets of blank filler paper, some from Filofax, some from Franklin Covey, and then probably some Daytimer in here somewhere too. Just various sheets of blank filler paper, so that if I need to add more paper to my grocery section, my budget section, or note paper to my homeschool section, etc., I can grab from here. And that's the end of my note section. So my last main divider is labeled Planning. And this is my main planner portion of my planner. So going inside here, I have the whole year of 2020 month on 2 pages in here, the calendars. They are the Kathy Davis ones by Daytimer in their portable size. Daytimer portable size is the same size as Filofax personal size. So we'll go to July, and here is the July divider. And here is my July month on 2 pages. And then I have a little bookmark sticking out, which brings me to today. So I turn to that, and that brings me to today. And I'm doing 1 day per page, but I'm not using any insert for that. I am just using whatever filler paper I happen to have in my stash. Right now, I'm on some cream-colored lined Filofax paper. And then when that gets used up, I have all sorts of papers. I have like a stack this big in my stash of this various mixes of filler papers, all in the portable or personal size from various different companies. So I'm pretty set with filler paper for quite a while. All right, and then, so I just do day in 1 page. I just write everything out myself. So here is today. And then the page facing it is a laminated sheet. And this is my master schedule. This is my summer edition. This is actually a master schedule I go off of just for the month of July. And I have it laminated, I have holes punched into it, and then I cut slits into the holes so that, like my page finder, this also can just pop in and out of the rings. So it's easy to just move from day to day, just like my page finder. Alright, so, and I just date out all of the pages for the whole month. And then sometimes I throw washi tape on the sides. So it's just dated out for the whole month. And what I like about not having a specific printout or insert for this is I can change it up depending on the day on what I need. But in general, I will do my to-dos or tasks here, and I'll have a different shaped bullet sometimes depending on the type or to-do or task, and that's just for me to help my eye, land on certain things. Over here is where I'll write timed things or appointments. And then down here is where I usually write down our breakfast, lunch, and supper for that day that I'll write down for my menus page. And then usually down here I'll write down my cleaning chores and the children's cleaning chores, and then I have room for tracking and notes. That's my general layout, subject to change any time or any day according to my needs and according to that specific day. And I just keep enough sheets of paper in this section for 1 month at a time, so I'm not really bulking out my planner too much. This portable size Daytimer Malibu, by the way, comes with 1-inch rings, a full inch. So that's bigger than the personal size Filofax Maldens. Alright, so I'm going to move past all of the calendar pages. After all of the calendar pages, I have a sheet of Filofax paper in here, and I labeled the top of it Future Planning 2021 Plus. So like the title says, that's where I write down anything I have coming up in 2021 or beyond, and I already have 1, 2, 3, 4 things written on that page. After that, we actually come to a sheet of wallpaper. All right, and then there's a sheet of wallpaper back here that matches. Between this is several top loading pockets. Those are my budgeting pockets, or my top loading budgeting envelopes. So I have extra budgeting going on there. After that, I have a page lifter, and I just have reoccurring labels and flags and tabs on here for when I need them. And then after that, we come to the back of the planner. So this notepad is a Day Runner notepad from 1999, and I use these so sparingly and so rarely, I'll probably still have this for several more years. All right, and then we have 2 pockets under that. I just have doodads, odds and ends in there. And then also in this pocket, in the back here, I have some bills that are waiting to be paid. I have my husband's work schedule in there. I have some Bible notes in there, and I just kind of stuff things in there. The Malibu is very stuffable and very flexible. And that concludes my whole planner tour. As you can see, my planner is pretty much my everything. It is with me everywhere 24/7. Have a blessed day.